got a glucose monitor in your arm. That probably wasn't available 10 years ago.
No. So even in the 1990s or early 2000s, a lot of diabetics in the first world were still having to boil urine to test their blood sugars. Yeah, so it's come a long way. Now it's just connected to Bluetooth on my phone, which is insane, right? So when I was first diabetic, it's kind of somewhere in between. So it's finger prick test.
I was going to say finger prick.
Yeah, so I still use it regularly if the sensor is being funny. They're not always perfect.
Right.
I'll still finger prick, use a finger prick.
This is interesting. So everyone that's running around with these things, these glucose monitors in their arms, what is the variance that you see between, like, what do you trust, mate? Do you trust that, or do you trust the finger prick?
The finger prick, for sure.
Always.
I think the monitor on my arm is super useful because it shows the trend and it shows the rough quantities. But if you were going for an exact measurement, the finger prick's probably always going to win.
Tom was talking about it on I don't know if he was talking about it on our show when we had the endurance guys on, or whether talking about it on the endurance podcast.
Yeah.
That Boz had seen her glucose monitor in her arm and basically should have been flat on the floor, and was freaking out. And then Tom has the finger, I don't know why, but he has a kit at home.
Of course he does.
And he went and checked it, and she's obviously absolutely fine. And just like that, she went from being quite sort of unsure of things, and like, this thing's telling me that I'm just about to hit the deck, but going, well, I'm just fine again. The tool is useful. Having a glucose monitor for someone like yourself you find it really useful.
Definitely, because it not only shows you where your glucose is at, plus or minus a small margin of error, but it shows you roughly the direction it's going in as well. So with a finger prick, you're kind of blind. You test it and it's just a moment in time.
Yeah.
It doesn't show you the direction it's going in. So you could test it once and it'd be perfectly in the range, and then you test it 10 minutes later and you should be flat on the floor. Whereas at least with the sensor in your arm, it can give you a rough kind of trend or direction
over time.